3 steps to an unshakable mind and heart. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like the air changed? Not because you said anything, but just because you were there. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? Like people subtly shift. Maybe their smiles tighten just a bit, or a lively conversation suddenly drops to a whisper. You haven't done anything wrong, haven't been rude or arrogant, yet there's this quiet hum, an invisible intensity about you that others seem to pick up on. You might have been told you're too serious, too quiet, or you overthink everything. But what if that feeling, that subtle shift, isn't a flaw in you, but a sign of something truly powerful, pulsating from your very core? What if that quiet energy is from your psychological body and your emotional body? It's a strength that few truly understand and even fewer dare to cultivate. Today we're going to talk about something deeply personal, something that touches the very essence of who you are. How to build up your inner strength, your psychological body and emotional body from a place of deep wisdom and understanding. So if you've ever felt out of sync with the world, like you're wired differently from most people, then this video is for you. This isn't about changing who you are, but about understanding and empowering the incredible person you already are. Especially if you're one of those brilliant, thoughtful, sometimes quiet souls who experience the world with a depth others can only imagine. Part 1. 2 invisible bodies. Think of yourself as having not just a physical body, but also a psychological body and an emotional body. Just like your physical body needs food, exercise, and rest to stay healthy, your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, intuition, and spirit also needs care, nourishment, and purposeful strengthening. In some esoteric and New Age philosophies, the psychological body, or mental body, is considered one of the subtle or invisible bodies, representing our thoughts and cognitive processes. The emotional body is seen as another subtle body, representing our feelings, emotions, and how we process and understand them. For too long, society, and sometimes even the people closest to us, have tried to squeeze us into a mould. They celebrate the loud, the flashy, the frenetically outgoing. They tell us to speak up, to be more social, to stop being so serious. People might label you as weird or too much, simply because you're not playing by the usual social rules. And if you're a person who thrives in quiet contemplation, who finds energy in solitude, who thinks deeply before speaking, this can feel like a constant battle against your true nature. It's like being a magnificent ancient oak tree, strong and rooted, but being told you should try to be a hummingbird. Beautiful, yes, but fundamentally different. And trying to be a hummingbird when you're an oak tree is exhausting, isn't it? It chips away at your self-worth, making you believe there's something wrong with your quiet strength. The problem, then, is this clash. It's the silent battle between who you authentically are, an introspective, deeply intelligent individual, and the constant, subtle pressure to conform to an ideal that doesn't fit you. This pressure can erode your psychological body, making you doubt your insights, question your intuition, and dim your own light. It can weaken your emotional body, leaving you feeling misunderstood, isolated, or even ashamed of your unique way of processing the world. You start to see your sensitivity as a weakness, your depth as a burden, and your need for solitude as a character flaw. And that is a tragedy, because those very qualities are the cornerstones of your power. Part 2. The strength in weakness paradox. So let's explore this further, because understanding the following dynamic is the first step to reclaiming your strength. Imagine your psychological body as your inner architecture. It's the framework of your mind, your beliefs, your values, and how you perceive reality. Your emotional body is like the climate within that architecture, which is the flow of your feelings, your capacity for empathy, your emotional resilience. When these are strong, you stand tall, unswayed by external storms. When they are weakened by constant external invalidation, you start to bend, to shrink, to apologize for who you are. But here's a powerful truth, a philosophical gem that can utterly transform how you see yourself. Your quiet intensity, your deep thoughtfulness, your profound way of experiencing life is not a deficit. It's a distinct and potent form of energy. Think about it. When you ask a deep question, or you listen intensely, or you look someone squarely in the eyes, you're not just communicating words, you're radiating a kind of honesty, a truthfulness that many people aren't comfortable with. When you're around people who are posturing or pretending to be someone they're not, your aura sends a subtle signal. Drop the act. I see who you really are. This can be uncomfortable for those who aren't ready to face their truth, but for you, it's about being true to yourself. It's what psychologist Carl Jung talked about with the shadow self. Your presence is charged with something powerful, an aura that challenges others without you saying a single word. Why? Because your energy is honest, and honesty, especially that raw, unvarnished kind, often unsettles people who are used to pretending. They're not afraid of you per se, they're afraid of what you reflect back to them, including their own masks, their own unexamined fears, their own insecurities. You become a mirror they didn't ask for, a light they're not ready to walk toward. This isn't about being arrogant or thinking you're better than anyone. It's about recognizing your unique, energetic signature. So, the first step in strengthening your psychological and emotional body is to stop shrinking. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Stop apologizing for your sensitivity, your insight, your inner fire. You're not here to be palatable, you are here to be powerful. And that power comes from within. Imagine training in a gym where no one sees your progress. You show up every day, you lift the weights, you push your limits, but there are no mirrors, no cheering crowds, no personal records being celebrated. This is what it's like to develop in a world that only understands extroverted measures of strength. Your mind analyzes with surgical precision. Your heart absorbs emotions like the ocean absorbs rain. But without the external validation that louder personalities receive, you might start questioning yourself. Am I actually growing stronger? Is this depth worth anything? The short answer is yes. But how do we actually do this? How do we build this robust inner fortress of self-esteem and resilience? It starts with a holistic approach, meaning we look at the whole person, including mind, emotion, and something deeper, something spiritual or soulful. Let's examine this closer. Part 3, the psychological body. Fortifying your psychological body begins with a deep dive into your inner landscape. You, as an intelligent and introspective person, already have a rich inner world. This is your superpower. Most people live superficially, bouncing from one external stimulus to another. You, however, have the capacity for profound self-reflection. Step 1. Become a quiet observer of your own thoughts. Don't just let your thoughts tumble through your mind. Gently observe them. Notice the narratives you tell yourself, especially the ones that whisper doubts or self-criticism. Where did these narratives come from? Did they come from someone else? Are they truly yours? This is like a mental cleanse. When you identify a thought like, I'm too quiet, challenge it. Reframe it. I am thoughtful and intentional with my words. This isn't just positive thinking, it's active psychological restructuring. You are literally rewiring your brain. The Stoics called this the discipline of assent, which is the practice of consciously choosing which thoughts you allow to shape your reality. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, wrote his meditations not as performance, but as private exercises in mental fortitude. He understood what you're coming to understand. True strength is forged in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's also important to confront your dark, rejected traits, Jung's shadow selves, and integrate them into your conscious personality. This will help you develop psychological wholeness and sense fragmentation in others. Your shadow is a part of you, and acknowledging it will make you stronger. Step 2. Embrace your solitude as sacred. Many people fear being alone because it forces them to confront themselves. For you, solitude is a wellspring. It's where you recharge, process, and connect with your deepest wisdom. Instead of seeing alone time as a punishment or a sign that you're an outcast, view it as a privileged opportunity for self-communion. Author Chris Yarmy famously said, "A lonely day is God's way of saying that he wants to spend some quality time with you." Your isolation is not punishment, as it's preparation for deeper wisdom, for spiritual strength, for the kind of clarity most people never reach. Use this time for journaling, for deep reading, for mindfulness and meditation, for simply being present with yourself. This strengthens your psychological core by allowing your true self to emerge and flourish without external interference. Step 3. Cultivate your inner sanctuary. This is a mental space, a calm room inside your mind where you can retreat anytime, anywhere. Imagine it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? This is your safe haven, a place where no one can touch you, where you are always enough, always accepted. When the world feels too loud or demanding, mentally step into your sanctuary. This is a powerful tool for maintaining psychological equilibrium. Part 4. The emotional body. Next, let's turn to strengthening your emotional body. Strength isn't built by avoiding discomfort, it's forged in the bearing of it. This is about building resilience, developing a profound understanding of your feelings, and learning to navigate them without being overwhelmed or allowing others' emotions to dictate your own. Step 1. Honor your emotions, don't ignore them. As an intelligent and sensitive person, you likely feel things deeply. This is a gift, not a curse. Don't suppress your emotions or label them as good or bad. All emotions carry information. When you feel anger, what is it telling you about a boundary that's been crossed? When you feel sadness, what loss are you grieving, or what empathy are you extending? Instead of intellectualizing or dismissing feelings, gently sit with them. Acknowledge them. I'm feeling frustrated right now. Just that simple acknowledgement can disarm their power over you. Step 2. Practice emotional boundary setting. Your deep empathy means you can easily absorb the emotions of those around you. This is draining. Learning to protect your emotional space is vital. Imagine an invisible shield around you. You can choose what energy gets in and what bounces off. This isn't about being cold or uncaring, it's about self-preservation. When someone's negativity or drama starts to overwhelm you, you can mentally or physically, if possible, step back and say, this is their emotion, not mine to carry. You can be empathetic without becoming bowled over. Step 3. Develop emotional self-compassion. We are often our own harshest critics. When you make a mistake, or feel inadequate, or simply have a bad day, how do you talk to yourself? Would you speak to a dear friend that way? Probably not. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to someone you love. Acknowledge your struggles, offer yourself comfort, and remind yourself that imperfections are part of being human. Try mirror work, look yourself in the eyes and say something undeniable. You're not meant for everyone, and that's exactly what makes you extraordinary. This act of self-love is like a healing balm for your emotional body. Connecting the psychological body and emotional body from a holistic and philosophical perspective means understanding that your deepest strength comes from alignment. This means aligning your inner world with your authentic self. It means recognizing that your so-called differences are actually indicators of a highly evolved soul, a keen mind, and a sensitive heart. You are not too much, you are just the right amount. And of course, rare. And what is rare is often profoundly valuable. Part 5. Integrating bodies. As you integrate, you'll realize that your unique nature, the very qualities that society might mistakenly label as weaknesses, are in fact the wellspring of your greatest power. Remember, they called you too sensitive because they couldn't handle your depth. They said you think too much because they couldn't follow you into those depths. What they labeled as weaknesses were actually the first signs of a strength so rare, so powerful, that most will never comprehend its true nature. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be unshakable. If this video resonated with you and you're ready to dive even deeper into understanding your unique strengths, then be sure to check out the next videos popping up on the screen right now.